This is Audiophiles for Audiophiles, episode 5, and
Episode
day
5.
Day 1 still. But we're gonna get going with this episode. What are we talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about record labels, the record industry in general. And,
Wait. We didn't introduce ourselves.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm Sean.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
Okay, good. Glad we got that out of the way.
Some unscripted action going in.
Could not continue if we didn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen.
I know you guys love that.
Okay,
Who
but
are we? We don't exist until we say our names.
Yeah.
that's
Very true.
That's what I live by. Okay.
Live by that.
Anyway, today we're talking about the record labels, record industry, and some
Really?
some
Go ahead. I'm really distracted.
Drinking his water.
some potential alternatives to the record industry.
Yes, record industries.
So,
Adam, start it off. What do you think about those record industries? I mean, they're kinda-
I'm not a fan, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
They're a little bloated and outdated, I think.
why is that though? Why do you think?
I mean, with the internet changed everything, right? So like
The internet is a great place.
now that
we can pirate music.
now that we can pirate
Now
music-
that we have the Pirate
well,
Bay.
not just pirating music, but also like people have the ability to put anything they want out there.
Yeah.
I mean, record labels have found a way to carve themselves a niche and, protect each other's backs and make sure that they're kind of monopolizing how music gets out there.
Works out for them.
It works out for them.
But does it work out for the artists?
It never works out for the artists. The artists are constantly getting screwed. And then it doesn't help that there's all these other options aside from pirating. I mean, Spotify and Pandora are great for listeners, but to be perfectly honest, artists make absolutely no money
From
off
record
of those.
deals, yeah.
Right.
Especially after
As much
record
as I
deals
love
cut into
Spotify.
Spotify's
Yeah.
great though.
I mean, it's great. It's very convenient. But if you're looking at it from an artist standpoint, it's almost pirating. The
Yeah.
amount that they get
For
from
the most
listening
part,
to
yeah.
their songs is like almost zero. It's like thousands of cents that they get every time.
Yeah.
So, it's absolutely ridiculous. And like just how the record labels are now able to, I mean, they've always been able to gouge the market and everything and
Mm-hmm.
almost fix the prices for CDs and stuff.
Yeah.
And for music in general. And then like iTunes hasn't really helped out.
No,
They-
iTunes is
even
a terrible place,
There's
honestly.
artists like I know Kid Rock and AC/DC, like they don't want their albums all out there on iTunes
Yeah.
because
'cause-
they want people to go out and buy the full album. They don't want them just
Yeah.
buying like just this one song.
Just the
and
one
that's
song,
it.
top 40.
Exactly, yeah. And so
I like
that's-
listening to an album and its entire concept and looking at the liner notes and
Yeah.
everything. Like I
love
want
that too, which is
I want
why
everything. I want
like,
the whole package.
recently I've started going just to like our local store, Dearborn Music. I go there and I
Classic.
bought albums there
Yeah.
recently. I just
There's
love doing
something
that.
about like having that physical
yeah,
copy
exactly.
that's so
It's just something
unique.
you can't even describe. Just having it in
no.
your hands.
But even beyond that,
That's how it was meant
just-
to be seen.
Even beyond that, just with even with electronic copies though, I mean, the difference between, like Sean was getting at, singles and albums, like basically the record label has dictated that singles are the only thing that sells, really. Like
That's a little
albums do
disappointing.
sell, but they've really pushed singles because singles are cheap
Yeah.
for them, easy for artists, and has a huge profit margin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So
But
everyone's gonna be buying
it's-
a single.
they've basically eliminated the desire for people to not only buy albums but for artists to make albums. There's very little incentive for an artist to put a ton of time into an entire album.
Yeah,
if
just-
people are
just
going
making
to buy
one
2
song.
or 3 songs.
Mhm.
So why not just make 2 or 3 good songs and then make a couple like filler songs essentially, instead of like
That is
working on
terrible.
creating a whole album? And because that, if people aren't going to appreciate the album, why put in the effort,
I'm
And
disappointed by that because I
it's-
love
it's-
the full album.
Exactly, and there's lots of people that
We're
like
music nerds, and everyone who's
Obviously.
listening should be a music nerd. Should be an
That's
audiophile.
Audiophile, right?
Exactly. So you would want to listen to the full album in its entire context. I mean, that was for the most part. It was the way it was meant to be heard.
Back in the day with the records, that's what it was
Yeah,
all
that
about.
was-
You
that-
sit down, put it on your record player, and you
just
sit
listen.
there.
Yeah.
And like they did
Yeah.
sell singles and stuff, and there were like 45s and everything, which
Yeah.
was A side, B side, but it's changed a lot since
Introduction of
iTunes
iTunes stuff.
and
God damn it,
all that
Steve
stuff,
Jobs.
and it's really caused a lot of detriment, not just like to what artists are receiving, but to
I totally see
what
your
artists
point,
are producing and what people are able to buy. And it's really sad in a lot of ways, but there are some alternatives that
I was gonna
you
say,
can
Yeah,
start
like,
looking
we were
at.
talking about this.
Yeah, we talked about this
We talked
before.
about this a while ago, but
alternatives to record companies. What do you think?
basically, the one that I'm the biggest proponent for, that my old band used to use, it's called Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Yeah. And Bandcamp
It's a great
is
place.
fantastic,
It is.
fantastic form. The setup is perfect.
It's very simple too.
Yeah,
but you can customize your page and stuff. It's like a music, like just a page for your music. But
Yeah.
you can upload your albums and things like in their entirety straight on there for people to listen to, like right off the website.
Yep. There's no cuts on the song limit, so you can set the limit for how much people want to, like, how much people can listen to a particular
There's no
song.
record company telling you what you have to do.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
exactly.
all based upon you.
And you put the music out there. People have the access to it. People go and they can look. Most artists up there allow people to listen to the entire albums, start to finish, on there.
Yeah.
And so, the great thing is it's very customizable. It allows for all sorts of innovation on the artist's part. The artist can take charge of a lot of their own things. So instead of having a separate website from iTunes that people can go to buy merchandise, look at info, all sorts of stuff like that, you can do that all right on Bandcamp.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Bandcamp
just simple convenience.
Yeah, it creates the perfect forum. It also allows people that are looking at a particular thing, a particular band, or certain songs, they can look up tags that are related to them and search other artists that are like that, and find other artists on their own and explore that way, which iTunes doesn't really let you do, and having your own personal website doesn't let you do at all.
iTunes gives you what, a 15-second sample?
Yeah, something like that.
Some kind of retarded ass
15 or 20
sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like, what do
you
you
would
like? Kind of how you listen? Get a context of a song from listening to 15 seconds.
And,
I mean,
and you would think
it's irrational.
Right. And you would think that Bandcamp would say, well, we're allowing you all this freedom, creativity, but in compensation, we're going to take a large portion of what you make. But in reality, Bandcamp policy is right around 15% of profits,
That's what I
which,
hear.
if you're not taking out anything from a record label, is quite a lot. Or, I'm sorry, it's what I mean to say is it's actually quite cheap for the artist. The artist is making 85% as opposed to something that's around.
If only the whole
20 or
world
30%.
used Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I mean,
if everyone could find a way to convert to Bandcamp and make that the popular thing rather than
Then
record
the music
labels,
industry would be a
iTunes,
better place,
anything.
'cause I feel like
everything would work out better for artists and people too. I mean, the only downside with Bandcamp is that there's no physical copy of the CD like we were talking about before. It's up there online.
It's a way to
But,
get
I
your
mean,
music out there.
But as people are moving towards that anyway, and if people are going to be pirating things, if your goal is to
don't pirate
if your
music.
goal is to avoid pirating music, Bandcamp is great because you can actually give people incentives for not pirating music. For example, artists can pick the price of how much they want to charge people to download their albums and download individual songs.
Yes.
And what a lot of artists do is they do a sort of donation system. So they say, hey, we'd like you to donate maybe $5 for this album, but
you can set it at whatever you want, though.
Yeah, or
you can,
hypothetically, you say $5, and then people can donate however much they want. And from the people that I talked to on Bandcamp that use that system, they end up making more than they expect. Because yes, there are people that will download it for free or for like $1 or something, but there are many, many people who will go over the $5 because they really like it, they really want to support the music.
Generosity, man.
And what it does is it creates a very strong fan base, because instead of your fans kind of resenting you for having to charge prices that you might not even set, your fan base is going to be more loyal, because they're going to look and they're going to say, oh wow, they're actually letting me listen to this music and download this music for whatever price I want. Well, maybe I'll give them more money than they want. And it works out pretty well for a lot of these smaller scale bands.
That's the hope. Yeah, that's the hope that people actually take that initiative and just buy the full album. And
yeah, exactly.
And I mean, if we can find a way to get Bandcamp to be more popular, I think that would definitely be the best way to go. And there are certain artists that are helping out with this. One of these artists is Sufjan Stevens. he actually put his album out on Bandcamp, right?
He's got all his
albums.
All of his albums.
Everything
are up
on Bandcamp?
Yep.
That's amazing.
He is a great indie artist. He's a
So much indie artists going on with our podcast.
I mean, indie artists are interesting. They're different. But
They're fantastic, though.
What he really pioneers is like, sort of the same kind of stuff that we here on Audiophiles for Audiophiles really like, and just this taking charge of your own music and getting out there and exploring music and being different, being unique. He's got several concept albums actually. Two of them. One is Welcome to Michigan, the Great Lakes State. Was one of his earlier albums. And that whole thing, each song on that is relating to a different city in Michigan and relates to a different theme about Michigan as a place. And then the other album that he's got is Come On Feel the Illinois.
Yeah.
And again, a similar thing, but about the state of Illinois.
It was really funny about the one album, the Michigan one, though, because I was at the library sometime with my mom, and she was looking through the CDs, and she saw that one, was like, oh, it's about Michigan, I'm gonna get this one. And I'm like I kind of knew who Sufjan Stevens was. I was like, oh, it's like a quieter rock guy, like maybe she'll like it. And
like
then,
soft rock.
But then she like listened to it, and she's like, oh no, it's too wind chimey. That's the way she described it.
What?
She said it was too wind chimey, and that's why she didn't like it.
I've never heard that term.
But anyway, yeah, he's like a really soft indie
and
music guy, and I like it.
It's really great. But yeah, you can listen to all of his stuff for free on Bandcamp. And he doesn't really put out any of his stuff elsewhere. I think like occasionally you'll find it on Pandora, but I don't know if he has a Spotify. He might not.
I'm looking him up right here.
Okay.
So that's a Spotify.
He is on Spotify?
He is on Spotify.
Okay. Well, if you listen to stuff on Bandcamp, you'll be able to buy the albums and everything there.
Yeah. So, do you want to play a song by Sufjan Stevens for the people to hear?
Yeah. I'd like to do one off of Greetings from Michigan.
Yeah.
So give us a little background of this song, Adam.
This song. Well, let me pick the one.
Hopefully the people will connect to it.
If it's on Spotify there. He's looking it up real quick.
Yep. Just give me 1 second, because I can't remember all the names offhand on here. Okay. One of the best ones off of here is For the Windows in Paradise for the Fatherless in Ypsilanti. And it's fantastic the way...
That's a song?
Yeah. And it's just absolutely fantastic. He does a duet with a female lead, and their harmonies are just absolutely beautiful. It's really hard to beat, and the melody is extremely catchy.
Nice.
But it's very downtoned, but still melodic. So anyway, this is For the Windows in Paradise. If you actually want to listen to it, at least the intro, it's pretty good.
It's too wind chimey, man.
It's too wind chimey. But the first song off the album is Flint for the Unemployed and Underpaid.
Oh, man.
The second one is All Good Naysayers Speak Up or Forever Hold Your Peace. Then For the Windows in Paradise. Then the Upper Peninsula. Then Say Yes to Michigan. Except all of the I's in Michigan are exclamation points.
It's so nice.
Tequamanon Falls, Holland. Oh Detroit, Lift Your Weary Head. Romulus. Allenson, Crooked River. Sleeping Bears, Sault Ste. Marie. They also mourn who did not wear black for the homeless in Muskegon. Oh God, Where Are You Now? In Pinkrel Lake, Pigeon, Marquette. Then Redford for Yaya and Papo. And then Vito's Old Nation song. Okay. Very wind chimey.
Yeah. And then... Oh, yeah, Hand in the Ocean we gotta find.
So that was Sufjan Stevens.
Great song.
Again, very great. I don't know if I would classify it as wind chimey, but...
I don't know about that, Mrs. Brickto.
But the banjo is fantastic.
Yeah.
You gotta love some good banjo. I mean, banjo's a very great instrument to have just randomly, just in a song like that. I mean, if more bands utilized the banjo's sound and...
Well...
A lot of bands do.
Oh, a lot of bands really do.
I mean, like, bands that wouldn't, like, usually... Like,
yeah, I understand.
Like, Cannabis Corpse.
Like Cannabis Corpse.
Yeah, Cannabis Corpse use some banjo in there. Maybe I'll listen to them. Maybe.
But I don't think you could really hear the banjo. Maybe if they did an electric banjo and then plugged it through some distortion.
Oh, that'd be so bitchin'.
Oh yeah.
Would that even sound like a banjo? Though?
Probably.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
You probably
I think you should
have to try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll rig one up at some point.
Yeah.
And then I'll learn how to play banjo.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually I really want to. My uncle's
should
really
do it.
fantastic
Prolific
player.
banjo players.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Musicians.
speaking of the banjo and Bandcamp, in fact.
Oh, we're segueing.
There's a local band that I got to know pretty well from playing in the area and stuff. I played a couple shows with them.
And what is this band?
They're called Hand in the Ocean. They're also
Very
on
good.
Bandcamp, and it just kind of shows how
Lots
like
of Bandcamp.
a lot, it's a great place for local artists and a great place to explore all sorts of local music and venues and stuff because you can actually look up by region and by city.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's
so
really cool.
you can.
Really?
A lot of artists will tag their stuff as like Detroit or Dearborn or wherever you're in.
It's like kind of like a hashtag.
Yeah, basically it's like a hashtag, and so you can find
Without the hashtag.
artists. And so Hand
That's
in the
really
Ocean.
cool. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. And so Hand in the Ocean is a great local band in this area. They do this very interesting kind of folk music, I guess. I don't know.
It's folksy.
It's folky.
You got acoustic guitar, banjo, and a singer.
Except sometimes they have two banjos and sometimes they have two acoustic guitars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They change up a lot. But they're just a very different band because they're very dark. The singer has these vocals that are high and arching that kind of sound like they almost belong in metal music. The way that
I saw
like
them live
describe it
once.
like
Yeah.
related to a singer though. Like,
Um,
who would you say
I don't know.
the vocals most represent?
But I think the vocals are really
Probably.
unique, and that's what
Yeah.
drew
That's
me
what
to
would
them.
stand apart.
Or at least unique for their style
If
of
you can
music.
compare it to any other singer,
From Iron Maiden.
Bruce
I would
Dickinson.
almost
He sounds a
agree
lot
with
like
that.
Bruce Dickinson.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Bruce has
on
got
like
a great voice.
Run for the Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
just
very
There's
like
some
similar to
Maiden
that.
going on right there.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Love
yeah,
Me Some
I
Maiden.
just like I
Or
saw
that's
them.
Maiden, I'm
I saw
sorry.
them live once, and they just start with the banjo and acoustic guitar. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then out of nowhere, the singer just starts belting out whatever he was singing, and it just blew me away because I didn't
Yeah.
expect him.
Yeah.
He was like loud. It was just, I mean, it was in the Coffee Bean at Plymouth, and it's like a really small venue, but.
Well,
I don't even think he had a microphone. He was
Actually
just,
never
he
met
was
this
just
coffee
he was not
yelling.
Mike. But yeah, it's
sounded
great.
really good.
I've been following them a little bit. They are now doing some touring all over Michigan, and they've been doing some tours in Ohio and Illinois and Indiana.
Definitely
been
something
going-
you got to check out without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Well, I think we're gonna actually play a song.
Yeah.
by
Are we
them.
really?
They're on Bandcamp. I see this newest album it's called Tree/Boards.
I haven't really listened
I haven't listened to it either, so I'm actually excited.
Yeah, this is
I want
interesting.
to find an older song.
Yeah, I was thinking of which one is it? Road to I Am.
Road to I Am is really good.
Road to I Am is
It's
fantastic.
short and sweet. A good
Yeah.
song.
How long is it?
1 minute 37 seconds.
Ooh,
Yep.
So let's cue that
right
one
to the
up.
point. I like those songs.
So here you go. Hand in the Ocean.
Hand in the Ocean.
Okay. And then new
Do you-
music time.
Do you want to listen to part of that song though?
It is really awesome.
Yeah,
let's,
sure.
let's just listen to it.
Hit it up.
Because it's short.
Play. Ding, ding, ding.
Damn. This guy's voice.
Isn't it different? Everything about it is different.
Like, I can't even describe it.
I know, right?
I'm not sure the Bruce Dickinson
No,
comes out in this one.
Not in
Yeah.
this song, but it's in other songs for sure.
Yeah. It's a real boot stomping song.
Yeah.
reminds me, we need to finish that one we started a long time ago.
Yeah.
Of yours.
Aren't they just different?
That's very different.
Yeah.
That's Road to I Am by... That's Road to I Am by Hand in the Ocean. Great song.
Yeah, as you can see, very different.
Not sure the Bruce Dickinson vocals comes out in that song in particular, but you can hear that voice. It's very different, and I love it.
Oh yeah, it's just something about it just resonates. It's not like anything I've ever heard, and I don't think many people have heard much to compare it to. Just the entire sound, the entire feel. It's so dark and
it's very
yeah.
But it's all acoustic, you know.
I like it.
It's very, very hard to get that effect.
Atmospheric.
So anyway, I guess that's about all we can rant on the record industry for now.
Yeah. So basically, just give a nice little wrap up there. What would you say would be a great alternative to record labels? You said Bandcamp.
We went to Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp.
There is SoundCloud too.
We'll say SoundCloud. I was gonna say SoundCloud, but SoundCloud.
The only thing that we've kind of discovered with SoundCloud is that it compresses the audio files.
It does. You can hear a difference.
You can hear a difference between what's actually intended and what comes out of the SoundCloud.
So, I mean,
files,
that's kind of
which
ass.
It sounds like a picky kind of thing, and it might be.
It is.
For,
I mean,
for
if you're
some
a
people,
musician.
but it really does make a difference.
Yeah, if you want to put out music professionally, then Bandcamp is
Bandcamp avoids all of that sort of thing.
Yeah. So we're proponents of Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I think.
Support Bandcamp.
Maybe we should talk to Bandcamp. We should get something going here.
Yeah.
We need to
get all of our followers to send emails to Bandcamp. All.
Yeah.
All 0 of our followers so far.
Yeah. If you want to put out music, use Bandcamp.
But
support them.
Yep. But I think we're gonna go into what we've been listening to recently. Mike, do you want to start maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, Mike, start this off, please.
So, who's the band I like? I like this band called Grand Island.
Tell us a bit about it.
I feel like I should do more Wikipedia research. I don't have much to say.
Wikipedia research.
That's all my research anyway. But
yeah, dude, nothing wrong.
I don't have much to say about them as far as their background because I don't remember. I think they're not from the United States. I don't think. But, that's the thing. I need to research that side of them. But anyway, they're a really interesting sounding band. I discovered them because Steve Wilson, the frontman of the band Porcupine Tree, they're a progressive band. He's featured in one of their songs. This song is called Young Wrath, and it's a really interesting sounding song. It has a lot of influence, I believe, from Jethro Tull. There's also another guest artist featured on here. I don't have his name at the moment, but he must be the guy who plays the flute, and it's really cool sounding song. So I think we're gonna wrap up with that after we let Adam and Sean talk about
Adam, what's been on
their
your
new
mind?
bands.
On my mind right now is it's not necessarily a new band, not necessarily something that I'm just getting into, but I've really been listening to a lot of Johnny Cash recently.
Oh
yeah,
Johnny.
It's hard
Johnny's
to go
my
wrong
man.
with that. Every song he does is so beautiful, and I mean, what really what stands out about Johnny Cash is how it feels like he's talking to you and literally just telling you a story rather than necessarily singing it.
Excellent songwriter and storyteller.
Oh,
yeah,
unbelievable! Just what he could do with what very little he had was phenomenal.
Yep.
And he managed to pave the way for so many artists to follow after him, and he kept writing and kept performing, kept recording up until pretty much the day he died. I mean, one of the songs that he became really known for in his very later years was the rendition of 9 Inch Nails' Hurt.
I love that
And
version.
just the music video, the song itself.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
Like,
and
I almost cried when I was watching that.
Even though he didn't write it, you could tell that it was his song. It
he made it his own.
It really did just epitomize his life at that point in time. And, you know, it's just so powerful and so beautiful in every way. And, I mean, even the lead singer from Nine Inch Nails said, like, yeah, it's definitely Johnny Cash's song.
Yeah.
And just very, very beautiful and very powerful.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what I've been listening to lately, it's a band that's kind of under the radar. They really haven't hit it in the mainstream quite yet. Hopefully they might do that soon. We don't really know, but it's kind of a garage, punkish kind of band. It's a band that we all have heard of, Foxy Shazam.
I love Foxy Shazam. I'm so glad you brought them up.
Oh, here we go. Bricked just got a bricked a boner.
Calm down. No.
But Foxy Shazam, they put out an album a year ago or 2 years ago. I think it's 2012, 2011. I'm not sure, but they're Church of Rock and Roll.
Yeah, that was 2012.
2012? Yeah. It's a great album.
So good.
Yeah. And
every song on that album.
Yeah. For those who don't know who Foxy Shazam is, it's pretty much like, how would you describe the music, Mike? It's like
a mix of Queen and what else?
It's really punkish. Really, it has a lot of attitude.
Yeah, punk rock and Queen and.
It's really
the lead singer. He's really interesting.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Like, he reminds me so much of Freddie Mercury. I feel like anyone who's seen even a music video,
he's an incredible
they'll
performer.
They'll say, "Oh, I'm instantly reminded of Freddie Mercury."
Yeah,
like,
and he eats cigarettes on stage and stuff like that. I don't think Freddie ever did that, but these guys were so over the top.
They're
music,
incredible performers.
Their music is really catchy, and it's really unique. I can't really describe it.
It's catchy, but it's not like that pop catchy kind of stuff it's just repetitive.
Yeah, it's not like bubblegum pop.
No, it's like...
And their self-titled album from 2010 was had a really good production, and it was really well received. Their album that I've been listening to recently from last year is quite a different production than their self-titled, because it's really has this kind of... Here we go, we're going to start talking again about that raw sound. It's got this raw feeling, like it was recorded in like a garage or something. Like, it's really... I don't know. It's just really thought-provoking. It's a great album. So definitely check out Foxy Shazam.
Really fun.
Yeah, that's a fun album.
We're gonna have to play some music from them in a future episode.
Yeah, that's a band you definitely have to see live without a doubt. But Foxy Shazam.
I really have yet to see them.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're gonna close out with the song from Grand Island, Young Wrath.
Woo.
This Jethro Tull influenced song.
Jethro Tull is amazing.
Some flute type stuff. So here you go. Here's Young Wrath.
This has been Audiophiles for Audiophiles. I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
And I am Sean.
Thanks for listening.
Yep. Feel free to
the email.
us.
Email. Can't forget about that.
audioforaudio@gmail.com. Send us suggestions,
Email.
Songs, comments, criticisms, anything you can really think of.
Whatever's on your mind. Like, if you just
songs.
want to talk, just send us an email, man.
Yeah,
we like to talk to
If you
people.
want to call in.
Yeah.
Call in.
We need a guest caller here or something.
We're going to get like a guest musician or something down
Something
here.
like that.
Yeah, so anyway, yep, this has been Audiophiles for Audiophiles. Enjoy the Grand Island.
Alright, I need to pause this thing.
What was that one? 15 minutes? Oh.